rating. Nice. All right,
5.
guys.
I have 5.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a new EA Talks, where today I have a very, very special guest. It's the only man I would cheat on my girlfriend with. It's the one, the only, Ants Manitoba. Not from America, but from Canada, because apparently Manitoba is in Canada, and I didn't know. So, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Ants Manitoba.
Let's go. And you have no geography skills.
Yeah, that's fair. I indeed don't. But yeah, you have been away for a long time.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
Away for a very long
8
time.
months. 8 months isn't that long, right?
Yeah, true. If you guys don't know Ants Manitoba, he was a YouTuber, I would say, but he's getting back to it. He has a channel twice the size of mine, view count 10 times less. But no, he made some great videos. He's in the ant scene a lot. He knows way more about ants than I do, and probably ever will. He's a very respected member, I would say, of the community. So yeah, show some respect, guys. He's basically an oldie, although I'm older, but he's old school OG. And yeah, today in this EA Talks, we'll just talk a little bit about YouTube, a little bit about Ants Manitoba himself. Already getting questions, but guys, questions will be answered at the end of this EA Talk. So save them for later. You can of course talk with each other or answer them. So basically, Ants Manitoba, how are you? And what have you been up to? You're good.
I've been finishing my last year of high school and deciding whether or not I'm gonna go to college or university or try to do something else like YouTube.
Mhm.
And at the moment, I'm taking a gap year to try and figure that out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do some traveling. I'm actually leaving for Spain on October 1st.
Nice.
To go walk the Camino de Santiago, if anyone knows what that is.
I've heard
I'm
about
excited
it,
for
yeah.
that.
Oh, very nice. So, you're gonna travel a lot. You're going to work, I guess, somewhere, or you just
Currently unemployed.
Currently unemployed, yeah. But these plans are basically like to discover yourself or your passion or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, nice.
It's yeah, I'm kind of just lost right now, and with life trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Put it in the best way possible.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Wait. Yeah. Well, you have to lose something to found something, right? So maybe that isn't.
Found. Exactly.
That
took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, that isn't too bad. So what about ants? Like in this gap here, what do you want to like achieve, or is there something you've planned with the ants?
Like with the channel, or just with the actual physical ants?
Well, in general, like this is an ant channel, so basically.
Well, not yeah.
What are your plans regarding ant stuff? Let's put it that way.
Okay. Yeah. I got a few ideas, and one of them in the works right now that I was editing 2 days ago that might release. I don't know. It's interesting because I really want to move into more IRL content and doing some like more vlog style stuff while making it really engaging. And I'm just struggling on transitioning to that point because I feel like I could make better content like that because I'd enjoy making it more than I would like how I'm making content now.
Yeah, and then with IRL you mean like more of you, the person behind, basically.
Yeah. And like more going out and taking the camera and like filming yourself going somewhere, like looking for ants or like somewhere special, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making it more personal and more exciting, and
yeah,
I feel like that could be way better.
Okay, sounds pretty cool. I know that Ant Holifer. I don't know if you probably know that channel.
I know Ant Holifer.
Yeah. So he does
yeah.
basically the IRL stuff too. Is that or you mean it in a different way? Or
well, I guess you'll see over time.
All right.
But I want to make it more like more like a story, like more exciting and more like engaging.
Yeah.
Kind of, I don't know how to really explain what I want to make, because I mean I haven't really made a lot of it yet, so I don't really know if that's exactly what I want to do, but that's where I'd like to head. I'd like to head into something like that. I feel like I'd enjoy making that a lot more.
All right. Yeah. So basically, you're going to focus a little bit more on producing content this gap year.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I think for everyone, how much content are you going to produce? Will it be weekly? Will it be more monthly? Will it be whenever?
I have no idea, because I
Okay.
picked a terrible time to start this, which is almost in winter time for me, so I have no idea.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, but I think definitely in the continent America, definitely in the south, like there isn't too much. Well, if I'm wrong, correct me. But there isn't too much of an hibernation period like we see in Europe. Um, don't know if that's true, but
Like you mean it's shorter here?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, where it's a lot warmer and a lot less hibernating species. So maybe like in terms of content, it's a good time to start. I don't know.
You could not be further from wrong.
Oh, damn.
So in US, they're closer to the equator, so their hibernation period is very short, and there's barely any snow in a lot of places in the United States. But also there is some snow in places. Further up north you go.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a 6-month winter, pretty much.
Oh, I always thought they always say it's sunny in what is it, California, Florida. I thought where it's always warm. Yeah, I don't know. So
well, that's closer to the equator. That's like
Yeah,
at the exact opposite end, you know?
Ah, okay.
So we're up so high from the equator line that we get like it's already getting cold. Like you're in Celsius because you're from Europe, thank God.
Mhm.
Can't deal with that Fahrenheit. I'm sorry to United States people.
me neither, but yeah.
So the weather right now is at this time it's gonna be 23, and then over the next week it drops down to 16, and then colder and colder and colder, and sometimes we see snow on Halloween.
Damn. Yeah.
And the snow melts in April or May, June. No, when is it? March, April, May. May or April is the last time the snow is there. So that's when they start coming out again. So that's how long our winters are.
Yeah,
In terms of when the ants come out.
I might set the question wrong because I kind of mean like in terms of how much people will view ant content. I assume. Like,
oh.
Yeah, like it's more vibrant of a community during winter times than it is in Europe. That was kind of my point because
I see.
in the south part of America, because I assume that most of your viewers still are or subscribers are or were from the US, from US and Canada. So then I would assume that because there's a large portion of like definitely near the equator, which still is very active in those months, will watch more. That was kind of where I was going.
Yeah, I see what you mean now. I see what you mean. Yeah, I didn't read that right. That's my fault. It's I'll tell you exactly. Hold on, let me just find it. My viewers are 27% from United States. This is just in the last 28 days. 3% from Canada, 2% from United Kingdom, 0.6% from Spain, and 0.4% from India. And then it goes further and further into like the little tiny amounts. So pretty much United States tops off on like
I've closer to, for the people that are interested, minus 30% UK, 30% US, which are pretty high. Then we have like 10% Dutch. We have a large part of Belgium and a large part of Denmark and Czechia. And that can be explained because I have those partners like Ants Czech and Oliver from Denmark and Czech, who do also a lot of content mainly on TikTok in their own language, and those people, well, they helped me a little bit as well and converted their viewers to my viewers, so that explains what it is, and very grateful for that. But it's quite funny. It also makes sense. Of course, in an English speaking country it might be different, but I really see that a big portion of my not only buyers but also watchers are from my home country, the Netherlands. While I'm making English content, which is, yeah, I think very interesting. But I am active on Dutch forums and stuff, and Dutch Discord servers, which makes sense why there would be more people following me. But yeah, I think it has something to do with the algorithm spreading it more in the home country. Don't know for sure if that's true, but yeah, it's quite interesting how that works. But then for you, it's only 3% from Canada, which is kind of crazy.
Super low.
But is ant keeping at all like big in Canada? Because I know a lot of Canadian ant keepers though. So
you know the thing of like, okay, like list the ones you know, or like I guess, because I can tell you I know.
Yeah, well, I don't know names, but I have shipped some stuff to Canada before, and I know you have Boron Art from Canada, and you have the Ant Canada Ant Colony. What is the crazy from Zach?
Canada Ant Colony?
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, well, basically you had Ants Canada, which kind of should become Ants Philippines right now.
Yeah.
Soundbug sounds like he has a voice modifier. I don't know if everyone hears that, but that is very strange.
Wait, do it.
Well,
it sounds like there's like a little like ringy thing on the right. I hear it. I hear that now. I don't like that.
Where's it coming from? Is it my mic? Oh, this is always going great. Let me just reconnect my mic real quick. You're lagging?
Nah, you're not lagging. What? Your mic's like got a weird tinge in the background to it. I don't hear it through Discord though.
I'll replug my mic, guys. In the meantime, Ants Manitoba is going to tell you something about Canadian ant keepers.
Canadian ant keeping. Yeah, so Canadian ant keeping is really exciting. It's about just like 5 of us that do it. So yeah, there's like no one really in Canada. And all 4 people I know I've spoke with through like other platforms and stuff like that. It's so funny that like there's just no one in Canada except for us 4. And we're all like really or kind of active, I guess. I can't really speak for myself.
Yeah, but is that because lack of like native species, or
it's one thing that really makes it hard is wintertime sucks. And there's not enough people that know about it in Canada. I feel like it just hasn't got to Canada yet. It's mainly in US and Europe and Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess I'm kind of lucky here in Europe, at least. Like exotics wise, because you also have like large native amount of species. So yeah,
you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, you guys have a lot of good, like really cool species over in Europe.
Yeah, but then it's I think no ant keeper will be satisfied with native species, because I always marvel at like people from Europe want Australian species, American species like leaf cutters, and then people of South America rather want US species. I don't know. I think no ant keeper will ever be satisfied in what he's able to keep. So
yeah.
At least, yeah. Well, I'm really wanting Pogo Myrmex next year, which I think will be very interesting. I have, of course, the Camponotus decipiens, which are an amazing Camponotus species, very beautiful. So yeah, I think I'll never be satisfied with native species.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Honestly,
what about your ants right now? You have been out of the business for quite a while. What do you own right now? Or is it too much to name?
Actually, there's a lot less now.
Oh, okay.
So, 2 things happened that I haven't talked about that I will kind of spoil for the people watching now. My Camponotus colony, I fed them an apple one day. I'm sure it was the Nerticus one, so it was the decently big one with 4 queens. I gave them an apple. I didn't wash the apple. Turns out there were some pesticides on it, I think.
Oh.
Because they all started getting really twitchy and weird. And a lot of them were like upside down twitching. And I was like, okay, this is really bad. I don't know what's happening. And it ended up that after like a week and a half, they just kind of started acting normal again. But like half the workers died or more. And then they fell off even further after that. Probably because a lot of the bigger ants died. I don't know how the queens didn't die. They all survived. But like a lot of the majors died. And a lot of the majors were kind of like gamma gates. Or is that what it is? Dude, I can't even remember. When they have like, yeah, when they have like a bunch of stuff in them. That's a gamma gate.
No, gamma gate is
that?
when
Bro,
a colony can have multiple queens.
Bro, what's going on with my memory?
Sorry. Gamma gate is when workers can become egg-laying queens. So like Diacama and Harpagnathus venata. Those are...
What's the...
It's called...
Replete. Ah!
Yeah, repletes are the ones that store.
Yeah. So some of these I don't know how I forgot that. Some of these workers had become like kind of repletes. Like they had so much stuff in them. I'm like, okay, they're like literally like human storages or ant storages. But a lot of them died. So all of that like nutrients they had all saved up was just like gone to nothing because they all died. So anyway, all 4 queens survived. The colony's really small now. There's actually, let me just take a look. This happened like a while ago, like maybe last year, and then or like less than last year, like last winter. They now have probably a brood pile of like 40 eggs and larvae, like all combined, and it's all growing pretty fast. They already had their like big summer blow up kind of thing, and they had a bunch of workers. And now this is, I think, this is what they're taking into the winter with them. But I'm gonna keep them heated throughout the winter just to like help their growth and keep them from dying, because I don't trust this colony. This is the only one that I've ever had and the only one that I can find for sale at the moment. So I don't really want to spend money on new colonies. So I'm keeping them alive that way. Tapanoma, they're no longer with us. They all died to an unknown cause. And they were so big, man. There was probably like at least 5,000 workers.
Oh.
I don't know what happened.
The whole colony in like, or did it slowly die, or?
It died like within the span of 2 weeks, and like I could not figure what was happening. Maybe
not an unwashed apple.
Yeah, it was not this time.
But yeah, very sad.
Okay, I was reading a comment. Yeah, so the what I have is Nerycticus, and they are also they're different colored queens as well, so they have like really interesting workers. They are all different. But yeah, and I have like 4 Camponotus queens, and I have the Phaedoli colony. They're still doing okay. I went on a trip and I didn't realize they ran out of water and they had a mass die, but they're still like pretty good. They got like maybe 20 workers and a bunch of brood. A lot of these like a lot of these haven't moved in 8 months because I always forget to feed and water them when I'm not focused on them, and I was so busy with school and work. It just mind. It's pretty much my fault, but I'm trying to make it a schedule on my end to like always be feeding them and caring for them, because I feel like if I just had one sole colony, dude, it would grow so well because I wouldn't have to like do it to all these colonies and like feed them all and then water them all and give them all sugar and clean them out and switch the nests. It would just be like one colony that I could put 100% focus into, and that thing would just go really good. You know what I mean?
Depends on what species you're getting, of course, because...
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But so in total then, how many... Wait, I counted like 6 or 7.
So
how
there's
many
one,
have?
Yeah, and a 5 queen Formica Bradley colony that's pretty small, but they will explode next year. So one colony of them, the Camponotus, the Tetramorium, the Phaedoli, and then 2 ones that I won't name yet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colonies, and then 3 or 4 Camponotus queens and test tubes.
Okay, that's not too many then.
No, I used to have so many more.
Yeah, I remember from an older interview, like how many ants you had laying around in your room, and then you're just walking through your room. Oh yeah, I also have that queen. Oh yeah, this queen I have as well.
Yeah, dude.
So,
I had so many.
Yeah, right now for the
it was too much.
Yeah, I can easily understand. I now keep 18 personal colonies, and then around 200 for the store.
Dude,
yeah, which is
never.
quite insane. But most of them still don't have brood, so I don't need to feed those store colonies. But still, it's a lot of work. I won't lie. I think some of my colonies could do a lot better if I get a little bit more for them. Definitely, but yeah, I try to feed them 2 times a week, and I usually feed them 2 times a week, and it's working for me. But yeah, some colonies aren't thriving as much as they could, I think, because sometimes it's also hard to tell. Like, usually I feed on a Wednesday and a Sunday, and then I forget on a Sunday, and then think, okay, now it's Tuesday, but it's also close to Wednesday, so what do I do now? So yeah, sometimes the rhythm all gets messed up, but yeah, kind of lucky that usually I have 1 day in the week I take all colonies out and I record them, so then I usually also feed them and stuff like that. So yeah, but it's easy to forget ants, so easier to get harvester species, right? You can just dump in seeds and be done. Don't have to look at them ever again, basically.
It is pretty easy to forget. You're right.
Yeah, but it's going it's going all right. So can you give any spoilers, exclusives on your next video, when it's coming out, and what's it about?
You know, I've tried, cause in order to re-push a momentum on a YouTube channel, you gotta come out with a good video, like a banger, and then you can settle back down into regular videos, and that way the banger kind of waves over onto all the rest. Because if you start with crap, then no one's gonna come back after you've been gone for so long.
True.
So I've been trying to figure out what to come back with, and I've recorded like 3 different times of what I thought I could do, and each time I ran into a problem. Each situation was so different. I'm not going to name anything. I'm not going to spoil anything on what I was doing, but basically it involved me trying to capture something and getting up like really early to do it, and it just didn't work. So that was a failed attempt. And then yeah, I know this probably sounds really weird, like you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay.
No.
And I don't know, I've just been trying to figure out what to come back with, but I have a video kind of in the works that I was editing not too long ago. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna release it because it's such a far out video compared to all my rest. I don't even know what I should do.
But didn't you? This might sound a little strange, but didn't you already spoil it with your previous video, like that moment?
No, I don't think so.
Because that video was kind of the comeback video, and yeah, well, I think I watched the whole video.
Guess,
I wasn't like, oh, alright, this is a banger or anything.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Basically, you were looking at missing media files.
Yeah, I know. It's so much fun. Missing media the whole time. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I definitely didn't consider that, and I just like needed to post something, so I literally just sat down that night, recorded something that night, and edited it that night, and posted it the next morning.
Yeah, well, you can always unlist it, and then it looks like you made a second comeback. You can always do
Maybe
that.
I should do that.
Yeah.
But
so basically, like you said earlier, with your gap year and all, like you hope to make a future in producing YouTube content, or
yeah, whether or not it'll be on this channel, that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm deciding between.
What like you will make a whole new channel or what?
I think I might move into something that's like just IRL. Something that I've really been into and really would like to make content like is this YouTube channel called Yes Theory. I've always loved them so much and always love what they do. and I really want to be able to do what they do, and that kind of stuff excites me a lot more than making ant content.
I don't know then what's Yes Theory about. I guess about theories, but
it's about it's like there's just a lot of stuff that they do. I'll just try and like list off.
Yeah, but just what's a general thing they do?
So they basically will like, this is like what the main thing they do is they'll go out in public and they'll like find strangers and like invite them on like a crazy adventure, and they just have to say yes on the spot and like agree, or like go to Australia and they're like, do you guys want to come to the Great Barrier Reef with us? And like everyone's like, who are these crazy people? And then the people that say yes, it ends up being like this crazy awesome adventure, and like they get strangers and they go skydiving with them, and it's just they do a lot of stuff. They bungee jumped with Will Smith on his 60th birthday. Like they did like a lot of stuff to do a lot of things. Anyway, I really like them, and I wish I could make content like them.
Then related to ants or not related to ants at all?
Not related at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely separate.
Then a hard question, of course. Do you think within a year you can, like I've now been a year on YouTube. I just got monetized 2 months ago. I seen all the work that needed to be put in, and then
and we did it harder than normal. We did it the hard way. We're in such a tight niche that this makes it so much harder. So
yeah, but how are you? Well, then you would need to make very viral content to, because I would think, like if you want to live purely from YouTube, you would need at least 1 million views a month to make at least a livable income. That's just
completely agree with you.
Harsh reality. Do you think you can make that within a year?
I don't know if it would be a year. But I think that it's a possibility to happen just eventually. For me, it's not restricting it on a time. It's starting to prove to me and I guess my parents that it's something that I can actually do, and then I take another year and then I just don't go to school or college and I do that instead. And I've always wanted to do that. It's just that now's a really terrible time to do that with COVID and everything being locked up.
Yeah.
But when it's done, I want to travel, and I want to like I've saved up a lot of money from my other job to just go and travel the world for my gap year and stuff like that. And I just don't exactly know what the plan is yet, but I need to get away from my small town, and I need to go experience stuff and get more grounded in life. And I've been in the same environment my whole life almost. I just need to like get away, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so hard. It's so hard to break like habits and rhythms, like not posting because you have other distractions in your life. There's no better way to do that than like grab a camera, pack your stuff, get on a plane, and just go somewhere and just film. And every distraction that you have at your home place or anything like that is gone, and that's the only thing you're there for. And it just makes it so much easier to get involved in something you're doing when you don't have people around you that you think might judge you or like everything like that. Yeah,
I understand. I also don't understand, because I have the exact opposite of what you have. I would love to stay in my small village like until I die. Basically, I just love.
I see what you mean.
I'm not the adventurous type. I have seen a lot of the world already, which I'm very lucky to have experienced. But yeah, I'm not the type. Okay, let's travel the world. Let's forget everything at home, because well, I have so much over here that I just can't leave behind. Definitely,
that's the problem.
No.
I have so much stuff in my room that I will never use again, and it just sits there. And it's like I want to be able to be living in a position where everything I own to my name, except for maybe my clothes, but even like most of my livable clothes can all fit into like 2 suitcases.
Yeah.
If I had to just grab my stuff and leave, it wasn't like a U-Haul, you know? Like I want to be able to just like take my live more minimalistic, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yeah. I think Elon Musk was pursuing something similar in his lifestyle, where he also sold all his houses and property and stuff.
I saw
like
that. Yeah, I heard about that.
So yeah, it's very noble. Well, yeah, I wouldn't be able to live like that. Like I think okay, buy a nice house because I worked hard for that house. It's kind of my perception on it. But yeah, more on that money topic, because there's I almost, for the people watching, this is pretty exclusive, but yeah, you're watching so you can hear this. I almost made my first 100 euro from YouTube, which is, I think, a pretty big milestone in itself. And
that is,
yeah, I'm gonna spend those 100 euros soon, and make a video about it. I think it will be, well, I'm not gonna spoil too much because the next word as I was going to say already spoils it, but you'll see in the video. It will be very epic. I think it will be very.
You're gonna deck out your ant room or something, I bet.
it will. It's gonna surprise a lot of people, and it will be a painful day. But yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
It will be something. It will be something totally different. What's been on my channel so far. So, but yeah, YouTube monies are kind of slow if you compare it to how much hours you put in. But of course, I'm not doing it for money right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able, I think, to post weekly. But if I want to continue this full time, it's definitely something I need to factor in. Because as Ants Manitoba, I'm also looking forward. Oh, my big plan is also to just do full end stuff after this. I'm also in my I am going to do my last year in college, and then I have my bachelor degree, and then I can get a master degree. But I hope people will keep subscribing, and then I don't have to get that, and I can just continue making videos. That would be the ultimate dream. I think for every creator, right? That would be the ultimate dream.
So okay, so like think of it like this. Where do you see yourself and the content you're making in 5 years from now?
5 years. That's
what. Okay, so if you were to look around at your equipment and all your stuff, what would you? Where does your priority set? Are you going to be upgrading your gear? Are you going to be focusing on your shop?
Yeah.
What's your plan for that?
Yeah, I think
we've switched this interview. I'm now interviewing you.
Interesting. I like it. Very spontaneous. No, I see myself in a pretty clear picture where I see myself in 5 years. If I was doing full-time YouTube, I would have a team that would help me. I'm already building on that team, but I would love to have like a team. I want the focus to be on videos mainly. I love the show and everything about it, and I really love designing and 3D printing. But yeah, like 5-year packaging items, that will get boring eventually. So if I have people for that, so I can focus mainly of content, that would be a very nice step. In terms of content-wise, I would really want like an actual film studio. So one person was asking it, what do you study? I actually study television and movie. That's what the education is called. So I studied to become a cameraman, director, sound man, whatever, video editor, whatever. So basically movie school. And yeah, I definitely want to have my own studio, like with decent lighting, and then with all these setups and time-lapse cameras on sliders, which make time lapses for 4 months in a row, and they look just perfect. I really want to save up for very good gear, because my camera was only 600 euro, and definitely prices do reflect quality in like the camera scene. So I definitely want a high-end setup like the shots Ant Oliver's making. That's just stuff I can't do, and I'm so jealous. Because if you have good footage, like actual like perfect footage, like the footage
at Australia.
Or like the footage you see in the background, this is what I would describe as perfect footage. Like everything is, the focus is perfect, the lighting is perfect,
Agreed.
The motion is perfect. So that I would class as good footage I can use forever. But stuff like I made in what you see at last video, most of it sometimes it's blurry on the edges. That's because I use what's it called? Like a lens that you can get closer to the object. Oh, I forgot the word for it now. A close-up lens. Ah, it was so easy.
Macro?
Yeah, macro lens. Like a pop-on, a macro filter is what I use. And one very nasty side effect it gives is that all the edges kind of have this rainbow effect. So it splits the image in 3 layers. It's how light enters the sensor of the camera. It's called lens arbitration. And yeah, well, it just class as not good footage in my eyes at least. So it wouldn't be footage I can use in a year once I upgraded my gear. So yeah, kind of I'm now really building that footage library. I shot 2 terabytes in footage already, which is quite a lot. And
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely then I can use much more footage, which will make my videos much more interesting. Because if you look at Ants Canada, those videos are pretty interesting to the large crowd, but it's changing the shot every 2-3 seconds, which is insane. And I sometimes keep them on for 10-15 seconds, so that quality. But yeah, then you need the footage to do that, or use it multiple times. Yeah, I really dislike using footage twice in a video.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But
did you know? I was just looking at Ants Australia's YouTube channel because I was gonna look at the content. Did you know he changed his YouTube name to Jordan Dean?
Yeah, there's a whole story behind this actually. He posted it on Instagram. He always loved. Well, basically, this is the summary. He always loved ants and he also loved nature, but ants isn't his main focus anymore. He actually, I don't know if he sold it. Probably he did.
I didn't. No, I never did.
Yeah, he sold his company, Ants Australia, to a friend who's now running the shop for him. Probably got pretty rich of that. And now he switched to Jordan Dean, and he basically wants to make nature documentaries, so not about ants anymore. It's kind of, I don't know if that's the right word, nifty. It sounds cool. I don't know if this actually works.
Dude, all he needed to do was just upload a little bit more. Like, dude, he's getting 500,000 views per video on these old videos. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. For a channel that only has 121K, he was racking in huge views.
Yeah, the quality was just insanely high. His voice was nice, the tone, everything was good about his videos. But
like, this guy was set up for absolute success, and I'm so sad. I just wish I could run to Australia and be like, upload.
But I get it. Like he made those nests, those white-tongue nests, and they completely dominated the market in no time, because back then there wasn't something like it. There maybe still isn't. I think wide scale available, those white-tongue nests with those coatings and stuff. And yeah, I think it was just way too busy making ant nests. So then I sometimes feel like it.
Jordan doesn't make or design any of that.
Oh, but
no, it was all up to Nick.
Yeah,
Nick was his designer.
So don't know names, but I saw story posts of him working in the shop and stuff. But he's definitely involved some way, and I know how much time it can take. So yeah.
Yeah, I used to talk to Nick all the time because he was helping me with like. One of the nests that I got was weird, and so he sent me a new one. He sent me a little bit of stuff, like red covers for it. But talking with Nick, because I also was like asking him, like, well, do you just like help assemble them after he makes them? And he's like, bro, I've designed and made every single nest. Jordan hasn't done anything for that yet. And I'm like, oh. I didn't know. But yeah, I actually thought it was him making them the whole time, but it was actually Nick. So, okay, well, that's interesting. But I'm pretty sure Nick, I guess this is kind of confidential information, but I won't say it all. But essentially, he told me that this was like during the wildfire times as well, so it was a pretty stressful time. He said that they might be moving to a new place away from Australia, and that he might have to choose his boat building business over this. And I'm not sure if he ever did. I should text him and ask him that, but
He named I don't know the name anymore, but he named someone he gave the company to, so it could be this Nick person.
Really?
It's in his Instagram, one of his posts. But I can't remember it. It could be.
Was it a post or a story?
It was a post.
Oh wow!
On Jordan Dean is his not new account. Just changed everything. But I kind of think some people do this as well. I know Ants did this as well. when they have an old channel and then they turn it into an ant channel, and I'm always like, this is unfair. Because I had a gaming channel myself, but if I would turn that into Aesthetic Ants, I immediately would start with 1,000 subs. Yeah, I don't think that's fair. But that's just my opinion on it. So yeah, there was one question. I'll answer that, Ants Junior, while Ants Manitoba is searching the post.
Oh yeah, Nick Atkins. He gave it to him.
Yeah.
It was him for the So that's awesome.
Yeah, we got one question here. Any species of thinking of getting soon? I'm personally...
The answer, no.
No, yeah,
Sorry.
me neither. I'm also not planning on getting any species soon. Because, well, I have enough and it's almost hibernation. So then I wouldn't want to get a new species so soon. But for next year, I have some plans. I am going to... well, give away or sell a lot of my colonies because they're just not... I don't really like keeping them that much anymore. For example, Tetramorphia speedum or Alphenagus or Dulcinea.
Hey yo, don't come after my Tetramorphia like that.
Yeah, but these are different. These are not that fun. At least, I don't think. The Tetramorium in the US and Canada are very different. What I've saw.
Really? Dude, yeah, the Tetramorphia here grows so fast.
Yeah, these don't. Or I'm
really?
doing some wrong, but these definitely aren't growing.
Are you heating them?
Yeah, I'm heating them, but they...
Okay, yeah. In 1 year, I went from 20 workers to like 300.
Yeah, I might done something wrong then there, but I don't know, chat. Do you have Tetramorium? What are your experience with it? But next year, I really want to maybe go with Polyrachus dives, so weaver ants, Pogomyrmex. My Campanodus singularis is catching my eye lately. So yeah, I'll be getting some new species because of course I want to document and keep as many species as possible. But that means drawing a line somewhere. So I'll always have like around 15 colonies, personal colonies, but that's all I can keep. And I need to keep in mind that, for example, my Nicobarensis might be growing into the thousands next year. So
oh wow, dude, that's so impressive. I'm just saying.
What?
Because it's a Campanodus colony, bro.
Yeah, but do you know Campanodus nicobarensis?
Not really.
Yeah, they are one of maybe the fastest growing Campanodus species in the world. They come from Asia.
No.
And yeah, you should really watch my latest video. Then you can see just how much they much they have grown in a few months. They went from already have 2 nest sizes in half a year. It's insane how fast this Campanodus species grows. And they are so easy. They are very easy to keep. They are kind of almost the perfect species. A lot of people say, a lot of like hardcore ant keepers say they are overrated. Because so many people keep them. But yeah, it's just a super ant basically, because they grow fast, they are large, have majors, usually don't hibernate. Yeah, and then some people try to get 2 or 3 queens, and I say respect, because you will need a lot of nests. But yeah, very fun species. And yeah, definitely in Europe, very, very, very popular as a first exotic. So yeah,
I will make sure I watch that video.
Yeah, you should.
Your camera can shoot 4K.
Why haven't you already?
You lucky boy. I said your camera can shoot 4K.
Yeah. That's one of the big pluses that really boosts it. Yeah, it just makes quality so much better if you have 4K. But it would be even cooler if I just made videos in HD, because then I could zoom in times 2. If you go from 4K to 1080, you zoom in twice. So yeah, then I would get even closer. But yeah, I just need a new camera, because the camera I have, the lens is fixated to the body. Usually you can't separate.
Wait,
them.
Actually, you can't get another lens?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of poo-poo.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem I have with this camera, because the body is fine, the quality is fine. It isn't that great in low light, but yeah, it's also a cheap camera. But that's the biggest issue I have right now. And do you know those, I think it's called Ilawa lenses or Laowa lenses? They are very, very long macro lenses.
Those super long ones, right?
Yeah, the probe lenses.
I've heard of those, yeah.
Yeah, that's one I really want to get once I saved enough money. And I think for Ants, the shots you are able to make, insane. Because it has LED lights at the ends, so yeah. But it's fixed at f11. For the people that don't know what that means, it's basically your aperture of the lens, and the more you close it, the higher the f number, and well, almost close is f11, but that also means that very little light is entering your camera. Little bit of nerd camera geeking for you there, but yeah, so that's a downside. You need a lot of light, and Ants and light aren't often the best combination. So yeah, ask Ant Oliver, he'll tell you all about it. So we are entering around well, a little bit towards the end of this live stream. I don't have any questions from chat. I saw a question though, do you have a shop? And I know you have a pretty interesting story about that, Ants Manitoba, because you were thinking about making a shop a long time ago.
I was way back when I was trying to get enough money to build a computer. I was like, all right, if I can make an ant shop, and I had this elaborate plan of like contacting all of these acrylic people that would have like little pieces left over that I could use, and then get one of my friend's moms to laser cut them. So I could like, okay, I get free leftovers and then a free laser cut. It's literally a free nest. But I decided not to because it was such a like, I didn't think I could make them well enough, and it would just kind of seem like a money grab. So I decided against it. But that was like the main reason that I was trying to hype that up, is because like I was gonna make like these like eco-friendly technically, because I'm recycling acrylic that was gonna get thrown out. Pretty much zero cost to produce, except for like the screws and drilling the holes was the only thing that I would have to be paying for. It's super low price thing that would just bring in a lot of profit, and I'm like, okay, this is like a really good idea. And then I was like, you know what though, it's so much, just seems like it's just for the money. I was like, I'm not gonna do it, and it was a lot of work that I didn't have time for at the time, so it ended up not happening. I'm really good at hyping something up and then it not happening.
Yeah. You should really like
stop doing that.
Yeah, probably Wakushi is listening, and I'm gonna quote this from you, Wakushi, if you don't mind. he's gonna do a huge facepalm after I say these words. But you should always under-promise and over-deliver. That's what he tells me several times when I hype up my products or anything, and then
it's true though, you know.
And then
like,
maybe
think about an artist that
hypes
up an album or something. It's the same thing. Like
and then the album sucks. Trash, yeah.
But if they never said anything about it, and you're like, oh, this isn't like terrible, then it's like a glass half full versus a glass half empty type of thing.
But I think for content creator, hyping stuff is basically all we do, because that's how it all works. So yeah. So guys, I don't know if there are any questions. Someone questions. Let's in Dutch, but I'll translate it for you. I have a question. My colony doesn't have water in the test tube anymore. Can I put my colony in another test tube? Well, you answer this one.
Sorry, the question is like, you have a colony in a test tube, but the test tube has no more water?
Yeah. Basically, he's asking what to do. Yeah.
You should connect the two test tubes together for like 6 hours and see if they'll move over. And then if not, you gotta you should tape them together. And then if they don't move in 6 hours or whenever, you have to crack the tape, pop the thing open a little bit, let some air in, and then put it back. And you can also use light, just so they don't suffocate.
I actually never heard of this technique. I know putting tubes together, but what's this 6 hour period?
Oh no, that's just how I always do it.
Okay, so it doesn't.
No, 6 hour period has no significance. I just don't know when they're gonna suffocate, so I just do it every 6 hours.
Well, I always recommend to people that they just get a very simple plastic box and they just put a fresh tube next to the old tube.
or do the easier thing, yeah. Or you can just do what he's saying.
Yeah, because then you don't have to disturb the colony all the time.
Not saying my method's the best method, but you did ask me the question.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I've never seen this taping stuff been used that much, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it's mostly because I don't have, like, what I'd normally do is just use, I have this bigger piece of tubing that goes over the test tubes, and then I just poke little holes with needles in so that they can't crawl out them, but it's small enough. And then it just aerates it, and they can walk to the next test tube really easily.
Yeah.
You can just go over.
Yeah, and I know Ant Holfer does a similar thing. A lot of people tap ants over in the new test tube.
I don't tap them over, though.
Yeah, I personally hate that as well.
Yeah, that just stresses them out.
Yeah, and well, for me, I don't know if I don't tap hard enough, but the few times I tried, some ants stayed behind and they walk all over me, and then the ants I already tapped out also start walking out the test tubes. Just a big mess. So now I let the ants move themselves, because you just have to be patient. They will move if they need water, so they will move if the water is empty. And well, I now printed these boxes. They are on my Insta story for the people that are interested. I printed these very simple boxes where you can put 2 test tubes next to each other, and then you can cover it up with a lid, and then I'll let the ants move themselves, which I think is way easier. And well, I have time enough, so I don't need to move them fast. I really don't. Yeah, some people say I need to move my ants fast, and I think, why? Like,
you don't,
the ants can also move slow. Yeah, unless you have a major flood. I had that a few times, and I immediately tapped them over to prevent them from drowning. Of course. This is random. Any tips on making a podcast? I want to try making one, but it looks difficult. Well, it's not that difficult. You just plug in your mic and start recording. And after you cut out the bits you don't like, and then you have your podcast. So it's not that hard making a podcast. It's hard to get a podcast getting viewed. It's very hard unless you're like one big celebrity or something. But yeah, getting views on Spotify with an Ant podcast is insanely hard. It's only for the true fans, I think. But yeah, I was thinking about making a podcast, but then I thought this will be too much work for too less. So I decided, let's go with an EA Talks format where I just talk with some people, so people can hear about the person I'm talking with, can hear about me, and I thought that was a much more interesting format than, for me at least, than making a podcast. What do you think about Ant Podcast? Do you listen to any podcast? Well, you were on a podcast, of course.
I've been on 3 podcasts. I've been on the Ant Talk one with Ender.
Yeah, that one died as well, sadly.
What do you mean? Yeah, it died. And
I really liked that one, to be honest. It was very funny because the three of you have great chemistry, and I really enjoyed that. But yeah, then I asked Ender really a lot of times, when is the next coming out, and then never. Yeah. Well, a good idea would be, since I think most YouTubers are pretty good in close contact with each other. Like, I would see a safe being made in combining them all into one, and you're just having a host every week. But yeah, that also will be really hard to.
Imagine we got everyone into like one podcast. Huge. That's your meaning, right? Like everyone at once.
What's your favorite colony? And then 50 people answer in the
at
same
one
time.
time. It's like, whoa.
That
funny.
That will be interesting. So yeah, and then the Formicast, I'm guessing, or you haven't been on that one.
Formicast?
Yeah, it's also.
I've been on Formicast twice.
Ah, twice. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
On what episode?
This is one that was about me, and then another one that wasn't, but I was on it as well.
Ah, was that the podcast where you said I'm learning about YouTube algorithm stuff, blah blah blah?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, and I thought huge gap there. Isn't anything to learn. To just make videos and hope for the best.
There is a lot to learn.
Yeah, okay, true. I watch a lot of videos as well. But I recently learned, this is quite interesting. We're going straight off topic. It's fun. Now when the stream almost ends, the viewers start coming in. But anyway,
what is this? 16 people?
Yeah, it's not that much, but hibernation.
Where is Ender Ants? I've spoken to Ender Ants recently. He is still alive. That's all I have for you.
But he's too busy with live stuff, as he once said in a recent podcast he did with the Formicast as well. So but yeah. I think with him it's even more obvious what you. Sorry to say, but less. But he really has fans. I think you have some as well, but I think less because he has his own server and stuff, and that huge social media presence, and a lot of people just waiting. I'm sometimes sad for the fans. They want Ender Ants and they ain't getting anything.
I know.
Ender Ants return, man, for your fans, because I'm a fan as well. So yeah, return for me. Do it for me. Do it for EA, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've talked to him quite a bit, and I think I know why he's not uploading, and I know his situation, everything like that. So I understand. Like, I mean, I guess I never asked him directly that question. I guess I kind of did, but it was a while ago. But I kind of know like what he's thinking of. I'm not gonna give away anything that he told me. Obviously, that's up to him whether he wants to disclose. But he just like he's just working on
life stuff.
I think he's like in school still right now and everything like that. And there's also some other things that I can't mention, but nothing bad. Just like what his focuses are and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I kind of restricted myself to posting weekly, because I know from myself when I have this cool video idea. Okay, I'll work on it today. Today's too busy. I'll work on it tomorrow. I'll work on it tomorrow. And then days become weeks, weeks become months, and then you start to think, what's the point? And then you completely lose it. So I have been often like 3 a.m. editing videos on a Saturday night, just because I was too lazy to make one earlier. But yeah, it pushes me to make one every Sunday, and I think it works for me. It disciplines me in some way.
Absolutely correct. I'll leave you with this one piece of advice, and for everybody listening, this is the number one most important
for
thing.
The whole 12 people listening, here is the advice from Ants Manitoba from Canada.
When I was diving deep into YouTube and everything that mattered and how to make videos that go viral and everything like that, the one thing that I know for a fact that is holding everyone back is their titles and their thumbnails, and they are the hardest things to get right ever, because you don't want to clickbait, but making a good thumbnail and a good title will completely change your channel's outcome forever. Like, the problem with like small niches like us, we make thumbnails so that people inside of our niche recognize us, so like similar ones, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like even like my recent or my older ones that I'd posted were like all white background, you know? With like some colorful text over it.
Yeah.
All of those, like, those are okay for getting searched. Like my Ant Keeping Basics gets a lot of views still, and it's being searched all the time. And it's probably never gonna stop getting viewed for a while. Like when you search into YouTube search, how to move ants, the #1 video that shows up on the very top is literally my video with 10,000 views, and it just hit 10K, and it's been growing ever since I uploaded it. So those videos are targeted at search results. You know, you got so when you look in the thing of thumbnails. Mine pops very white compared to the rest. Although Ants Britannia's is also pretty much the same as mine, which is also fine because he's the other top guy. But like, the difference is we're trying to expand our audiences, you know, not target in on just viewing to them. So if you want to have a video that gets a lot of views and you get new viewers, you have to make something like. We're making content that is extremely hard to push because it's so subjective to our community, and what we're making now. But if we were able to switch it up, and that's what I'm trying to do now, is make content that can be viewed by someone that has no idea what ant keeping is and just stumbles onto the video, its probability of getting more views and more attention if you do it right is way higher. And I'll prove this in the future when I start making these types of videos. But it's gonna be a long process of like trial and error. So I'll probably just upload all my I'll probably be uploading all my failures just for like the fact of uploading, because I haven't for so long. But even if the video doesn't turn out great, it's the idea that I'm trying to get at, and like it's stuff like that. But the thumbnail and the title, you should almost make a thumbnail and a title for your video before you even make the video. Like if you can get down a really solid idea that you know you can make a really good thumbnail for, just build something off of that, because once you have a click, that's where it all begins.
It's true what you're saying there. Like some videos, colony updates, I pretty much don't think about that because these are recurring videos. But like the Master Barbers one I recently did, I had that indeed. I had the thumbnail in mind before I made the video. That's how the title not, but yeah, the thumbnails I always try to keep in mind because they are very important. It's the first piece of content people see. But then that video basically ticked all the boxes that you were saying, and it still performed pretty badly. But it's not appealing to the non-keepers. I get that, yeah. But
what you gotta do is look at your attention time as well, like when people drop out of your video and like decipher. Sorry, I'll let you keep talking first. Keep going.
Yeah. So basically, with what you're basically describing Ants Canada there, because I think the prime example.
He's doing it right. Yeah. He's doing it right.
But he's doing it right in the way of
if you want to grow on YouTube, he's doing it right.
He's doing it. Exactly. And I think what you will get is you are going to sacrifice. He did the same. He sacrificed what he started with in terms to grow more and get more, which I totally understand. But
it makes sense on how he turned his channel around. If you look at it, his target audience in the beginning was ant keepers. And identifying your target audience is so important because it'll shape your entire channel. Like me and you, our target audience right now is pretty much just the ant keeping community. Especially the Instagram. I feel like the way we have a community on Instagram is unlike any other niche, you know? Because there's so little of us that we just all know each other. It's such a weird concept that, like, if you think of it in any other situation, you wouldn't see that. Like, we're, like, kind of special for that. But if he one day realized, or whenever he had this eureka moment, that if I start making videos with my target audience being the rest of the world, the amount of growth I could have to this hobby and my channel is huge. So thank goodness he didn't go to live feedings, or thank goodness he didn't do anything like that. He stayed ethical, except for like maybe that one with the cockroach, but he even claims that he didn't like doing it. But anyway, he changed his target audience. He changed the way he made his videos to be really engaging and story, and he blew up. And everyone gives him hate for it because he stepped away from the community and moved on to the rest of the world. But he's helping us all by bringing us these new people that they don't know what they're doing.
True, but that's what I also pointed out in the We Don't Approve, is that the message these new people receive is totally not what is ant keeping. Like if you go into Facebook, you can really see it very well. If you go into the Ants Canada Facebook group and see the stuff these kids post in there, they move a small colony straight into the largest nest because they saw that largest nest in the video and stuff. And I think there we should draw the line in having a large content creator, like similar.
So that's exactly what I was. Size. That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Now what we need is someone to step up, take the same route as him, but instead of making videos like him, also be focusing on the side that he isn't.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the channel I want to be. It's like I want to be appealing to as well as the new ant keepers, but I don't want to lose that connection with the people I have right now. So everyone in this live chat I know. For example, it's Keto. I know what he bought from me. I know some of the ants he keeps. I know, I know him a little bit personally, and I love that I know these people personally, and I love that I know my viewers, and I know that once my channel is 10 times the size and the chat is just because so many people typing, that will become very hard. But yeah, I love the personal connection I have now, and I think people really appreciate that, and it's also one of the reasons I'm growing relatively fast about YouTube. Yeah, for example, Reno. Actually, I think that the most perfect example is that. Well, I was talking with I'm now in the community for around a year and a couple of months, and I've met some amazing people, and yeah, some interesting relations happened. Where at one time at my birthday, I actually invited 4 ant keepers from three from the Netherlands and 1 from Belgium. One sadly couldn't make it, but the other 3 came, and it was like we never saw each other. We didn't even I for one person I didn't even know his name, only his like username, and it still and it still was well, we were all strangers, but it felt like we've known each other for years, and yeah, it was just amazing how these connections can form, and yeah, always looking to how can I create more of those awesome like friend connections, and well, you basically meeting people based on passion and not about background, race, or anything, and I think that's just beautiful.
You're right, exactly.
So yeah, and definitely community is something I hold very dear, and I think if I look at, for example, Ants Australia, I didn't do anything too crazy, and if you see how his channel progress and growth, I think it's possible with like normal ant keeping to become as popular. It just takes an awful lot of time, and I think good things come with time, and that's just how it is. Like for example, because recently I'm with Wakushi, I'm really also, it's almost getting to a kind of philosophy, like how can we make a viral ant video? Like what is a viral video? How can we make a video? Then we're looking at like these, for example, we took a look at where they mounted a security camera inside a bird house, and then you see, and they made a time lapse of the bird like coming in with twigs and eventually laying an egg, and there come these little birds. Example, and yeah, maybe we could do that with an ant, like film her and see the colony expand over time. All these ideas how to make like a viral video. But then if you go and look at ant videos that went viral, so it's usually these time lapses of ants digging in the sand. If you look then, 43 million views. Think, damn. And then you look at the subscribers, and it's only like 300 subscribers.
Exactly. And then, that's why you don't want that.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
exactly.
want the last thing that anyone should want is a 43 million view video on any of our channels, because that is the only thing you will ever be known for.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll ruin your career.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of not looking for that. I'm kind of looking for that, because it will, if you have already, if it's because those channels usually don't have any other content. But yeah, let's see, I hit the trending page on some country, it would immensely boost my channel, I think. With people that come...
I don't think those videos ever get on the trending page. I think a lot of them are like those videos that get pushed 3 years after they're uploaded.
That's also true. But can happen that I make a video and all of a sudden it goes to 10k, 20k. It doesn't really matter in numbers, but then YouTube thinks, oh, okay, this is the channel's video that does really well, and then it gets pushed to the trending page. Then it gets even more views. So that's pretty interesting. But I don't think it will happen this year. I don't think it will happen next year, but if I get 5k this year, that would be insane. And then next year 10k, and then I think I'll then the ball really starts rolling, I think. Just the starts are slow, but once the reach is there, it can only grow bigger.
Yeah. And we're also like, it's hard for us because of just how small the community is, you know. It's just hard to
But I wonder, is it that small? Because
I mean,
there are so many niches if you
there-
think about it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But compared
thing
to
is-
spiders, I guess we are very small.
Yeah.
For example.
I think some of the things that have happened recently have helped. Like that article that was published about ant keepers, that was a help.
Yeah.
And
On National
you-
Geographic, yeah.
I feel like the community is always growing, or at least you'll always be aware of it if you're no longer a part of it. Like, you're never gonna forget this, you know?
Yeah, what I'm really hoping is, that was one of my ideas when I go ant keeping full time and when I eventually do a face reveal at 10k as I promised. But then I really would want to make a documentary about life as an ant keeper or something like that. And then with my ties into the television and movie world, I can maybe like even get that on TV shows and stuff. And then you basically want the local media to pick it up and then to spread it. And that's how anything like works. So if I can make a very, very cool documentary about ant keeping and blows people's minds, because I tell so many people I keep ants and I always blow their minds, and how definitely how much traffic and money wise is behind it. That definitely blows their mind. But yeah, just when you say you got ants, they just think, oh, I picked up ants outside, put them in a box, and that's it. If you start to tell, okay, I got these ones from Asia, I got these ones from Africa, I got these ones from America, and yeah, that's gonna be really cool. But
yeah,
it will take some time, I think, and I really do believe that ant keeping, if you see how many children are in it versus older people, I think it's gonna blow up. Definitely, it's gonna blow up sooner or later.
Yeah, I hope so.
Once it gets into the pet stores, then boom, I think it's gonna go very, very far, very fast. But we'll see. Then new problems will probably emerge and new creators will diverge, and yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
So better start now, once it's small, and then when it grows big, you're already big, and then yeah.
Agreed. It's gonna be a long journey. I don't know how long it'll take for like ant keeping to really blow up to a really big point, but I think that Ants Canada getting on trending is helping us regardless, as well as like his view count. I definitely think that's gonna help
Can't
us.
disagree with that. I just love that, like these. Well, I can't call them smaller creators help each other so much. Only indeed problem is that we're just moving our own like communities around from channel to channel. But yeah, a lot of new. I often get messages. Hey, you started ant keeping because I saw your videos, or I came across your TikTok or something like that. And my TikTok is insanely small, so it's doing something. Even for such small audience, and yeah, most people in Discord think we have 500 members. I'm sure that 450 of them are underage, so it's definitely a very young, for young people, very new. And if they grow up in 5 years, and then it will change a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I don't know if there's anything left you want to talk about, or anything you want to say, or if there are any questions in the chat, because we are going for quite a while. Gonna wait a second.
Keeping them in person is not cruel. That is, yeah, definitely they're not very smart for thinking that. Keeping it literally is completely fine.
What are you talking about?
Someone in chat said, I commonly hear from people that I'm keeping them in a prison and that it's cruel. And it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Slap 'em in
I
the
hear it
face.
as well. Isn't that too small for them? Like what they're in? Or
It's probably not small enough. Like in reality, they'd want something that they could dig and like just make that barely enough size for themselves because they like that so
if
much.
you see an actual queen chamber, if she digs it, it's actually insane. It's just the same size as she is, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
and like a little bit of room to like move around and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's
just
it.
roll around. Yeah, it's insane
Yeah.
how it all works in nature. We actually give them too much space, even. But ants are quite funny, and I think we can learn a lot from them, and it's all heading in the right direction. I just really hope that the older YouTubers, Ants Britannia, and the Ants, Nordic Ants, yeah, well, Ants Australia is off the chart, but yeah, just those. Well, we had Ant Invasion, I believe, was a big one. I just hope they start uploading again and promote a little bit of the smaller guys, and yeah, so we can push it all along a lot further. So
yeah, I agree.
So yeah,
it would be nice to see them come back.
Yeah, maybe we can do a little call to action. Can put that in the intro of a new video you're making.
Maybe everyone needs to make videos again, or I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah. Who knows? So maybe new hashtag. Bring them back.
Oh my goodness.
Bring them back. Hashtag bring them back.
You know, I have spoken with Eli very recently. And it seemed
yes. I don't know all these names.
Ant Invasion.
Okay.
And he as well has like moved into the more like filmmaking side. And I think that's where a lot of us are heading. Like even myself, I have a lot of interest in that as well.
Yeah.
And I'm currently just trying to save up for a 4K 120 FPS camera that I can use for stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, as someone who did almost a full education on film school, I think in terms of what I know, it's very vital that, well, you don't have to, of course, go to film school to make great content, but how much I learned and how much I can use on YouTube is pretty insane. I also got taught a lot of stuff I never gonna use again in my life, like how an old film camera works and stuff with the old film and yeah. Like, why do I need to know that and all the parts of it? But anyway, it if you were to do an education, I would definitely recommend going to film school. But yeah, it's I don't know. In some countries, it's very expensive because that's kind of a niche study. Like mine luckily isn't. But
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know who Sam Calder is?
No.
You should
not
look
good
up
with names. If you
KOLD. His YouTube channel is KO. I'll just link it to you in Discord.
Link it after.
He got rejected from his film school, and you should just look at any of his videos, and you'll be like, "This guy got rejected from film school." It's crazy. He never went to film school. He got rejected from it. They didn't let him in.
Yeah, same with Casey Neistat. No.
I think so. I can't remember.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so you don't need it's basically you just need creativity to do something out the box, but there are just little techniques that I never knew about, like how to make your voice better by using compression and stuff like that. Just stuff like that. It's so minor, but if you hear the difference, you're like, whoa, what? So yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But a lot of stuff. Well, I don't have to direct my own YouTube videos, so yeah. But yeah, I did direct the movie. It was quite fun, but it was also quite yeah. We made a movie in school, and I was the director, so it was pretty cool. This year we're gonna do the same.
Do you script for your videos?
I script every video. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Because I often make mistakes, and then I say a lot of all the time, so that would make great content.
So wait, sorry, by script videos I mean, do you plan the entire video out
no, never.
on pen and paper beforehand, or do you just document it all?
Usually my workflow. Yes, this was something I want to talk about. So your workflow is very different from mine. Because you start with music, and then you start making the video. That's right, or not?
Sorry, your voice just cut out a little bit for me.
Sorry. So you start with music, and then you start making the actual video.
Well, yeah. Sometimes I like to find my music beforehand because I feel like music is such an important key thing. But usually the only music that I really use that has any impact on the video is in the beginning, and then we get rested. It's just like random music I find, which isn't very smart. Like,
Well, it's
I haven't
actually...
uploaded any videos yet that I have like that I'll be happy with, you know?
Mhm.
Like all the rest of them have been pretty like how I used to think everything should be. But still my workflow, what I want to do is like plan an idea. Okay, what do I need? What do I need to bring up? What are some points I can say? And then have that ready to go. Because what I want to be able to do is commentate over my video with video of myself while also keep like, do you know how hard it is to like, I'm sure you can relate to this. Do you voice after like when your video's done, you're in editing, you voice over it, right?
No.
No, how do you do it?
So basically, my workflow, and this is no, yeah, well, it isn't the exact right workflow, but basically, I always start off with a script.
Okay.
So I script that.
Yeah.
But I usually simultaneously shot the footage while I'm scripting. I just make nice shots of the ants. I don't do anything fancy, and I know when I'm going to move the ants, I can already pre-describe what I'm going to do because it's so obvious. Like detach a tube, attach a new nest.
Yeah.
But basically, when I have all the footage recorded, I write the script, do the voiceover, then I edit on the voiceover. So
okay, I see.
To make sure what I'm saying actually you can see as well.
Yeah.
Then I start the music. So
Okay, that makes sense.
because and in film in what I learned in film school is music is the last thing that gets done. So even the full film will be edited after there's music. There will be rarely, the music will always be made after the film is made. So they never make music and then think, okay, now I'm gonna edit this onto this music. The music is always written behind it. Yeah.
I guess but I guess it depends because like think about how if you're gonna edit to the music, you don't often see that happen in films per se as much, you know? Like when you're making an edit of Ants and you're like cutting to the beat.
Yeah, that
necessarily doesn't happen in films.
No, rarely.
Which might be why, because like I always choose my beginning music so that I can edit perfectly to it, and then the rest of my music's just kind of filler.
Yeah. Then if you have that good music, I do that sometimes too when I do a little bit of B-roll. Then you of course want it on the beat of the music just for that dramatic effect.
Yeah.
And that's easy changeable afterwards.
So, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, almost done. Go.
The thing that I always do is I always like voiceover like what I wanted, like okay, so I'll have my like for some videos I script, for some videos it's just a disaster, but like I'm surprised some of the videos come out as good as they do. Some of them come out terrible, but anyway, I'm just terrible at my processes and making videos sometimes. The thing I always do in order to make better timing on when I'm saying stuff is I always voice over while reading while the video's happening with no volume in front of me. So like I usually voice over like while I'm editing. So like I'll like edit 3 minutes and then I'll like make sure I got the voiceover for that. And sometimes I'll throw the voiceover on ahead of time and then clip it to the voiceover because I want the clips to match what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. It's not a very good process. But
well, yeah, you just need to take the workflow that works for you, and
yeah,
your video content is pretty good, so I wouldn't change too much of it. It's very unique. I liked how you were a little bit controversial. I actually have to completely drop that because I now run a store.
What was I controversial about?
About the ant keeping market.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot.
It wasn't
it got a lot of attention.
Yeah, and it was a very good point. Although I immediately after that video said that you missed quite a few because you were only focusing on Ant Keeping Depot at the time. But yeah. But I recently had a clash, and I can't even say the name anymore, which totally sucks. But with a very large Spanish store. And I was also talking real trash about their products because they were absolutely trash for being, the largest ant shop in Europe. And they basically direct messaged me, okay, we'll sue you if you don't remove the stories on Instagram.
What?
Yeah, which
do that?
No, totally they can't. But when because they probably didn't know I was selling myself. But if they knew, it could be actually like I'm trying to bring down their company to gain beneficial company grounds.
Oh, I see.
So when I say, okay, that company's bad, that company's bad, that company's bad, then
you only leave yourself. I see.
Yeah.
I get it.
And I'm totally not like that, because I can name 5 companies that make better products than I do, and I always will, because that's just the truth. And okay, someone said the name. As long as I don't say it, I'm safe. That's what I heard. So, but yeah, it just I like the We Don't Approve. I like to do stuff like that from time to time, because I think some people.
Oh, really? You got in a fight with them? Oh, wow.
So some people get a little bit too much power, and you need people to kick them down. But yeah, sad that I completely can't do that against other stores. Still, I can do that against other creators. So
yeah,
it's yeah, indeed what Kito is saying. They're running a monopoly, and nobody can stop them, which is.
And you know what's funny about that? I have terrible experience with them as well.
Yeah, but so many people, but you never hear about them, because to everyone there, they just send, okay, I'll sue you, which, well, that threatens most people. I've pulled that card sometimes when I was a little bit smaller, when people were copying my nests. So yeah, but yeah, it's and then they got this contract with a lot of people to promote it heavily, and well, I'm not arrogant, but I'm not the worst nest maker, and I know pretty well what a good nest is and what is a bad nest, and my new nest clearly show that I do know what I'm talking about. So yeah, and I feel I can say that, and when shops like that can't take criticism, and instead of, because they had their logo on there, right?
Yeah.
But the logo didn't fit properly, so they just stretched it out. And I was like, dude, how it's I can even make it like look good, and then I just don't get it. They sell to so many people, and it's so faulty, and then that really pisses me off, and then it even pisses me off more now that I can't do anything about it. I can't.
Yeah,
I'm completely censored in this matter.
That's so dumb. Ants says, what's so bad about their nests? Well, from my experience, I moved in Formica into a acrylic nest, and there was ways for them to escape out of almost everywhere because of their design flaws, and it led to some disastrous things for me. Like, I tried to move my Phaedoli into it, and that was a big no-no. They were getting out. Tetramorium could also escape it. Mm-hmm. So the only thing I can put in there is Camponotus now, and it's really annoying because I bought them for my Tetramorium originally.
Yeah.
And I just thought the Tetramorium were like too smart. I'm like, okay, Phaedoli, that's nope, bad idea. It didn't work either. I actually thought I fixed the problem because I thought it was coming through the watering chamber, so I like plugged the little holes. Nope, they were coming out of like I don't even know where, but anyway, not good.
Yeah, there's also a very large company in Switzerland. I can't name them because I never heard about them anywhere on social media, so I'm pretty sure they're not that present there, and they definitely won't watch this. But yeah, Anshak is another one that's oftenly criticized for their very bad print quality and very poor hydration system. And if you look at like full pictures of their products and stuff, only Camponotus species that don't need hydration get housed in there. And it was so funny because Ants Britannia had a nest, and the colony escaped because it was so bad. And then he did a giveaway on that nest, which is that's ridiculous at first.
Yeah, he's like, get this out of here.
Yeah, and then Anshak even promoted that. Like, it was so funny. So that just shows how clueless they are about what's going on. But yeah, if someone was giving away my products because they are so bad, I wouldn't be promoting that. So yeah, that was quite funny. But yeah, props to the people that are doing a very good job, like Kushi, and Ant Lady, Tar Heel Ants. A very old one, but still deserves every credit possible, because the stuff they do is just it still is insane. It's still we are very jealous here in Europe about their products, and they should get all the credit they deserve. That's another thing though. Why are there so little shops in the US and like in Canada? Well, in Canada you know have two, but yeah.
I'm not sure exactly. That's a really good question because I feel like there's so many people in Europe that have shops.
Yeah, they're everywhere. In the Netherlands we have like 6 or 7. We are a country with 60 million people, and we have like 7, 8 ant shops, maybe even more. I think even more. So yeah.
Maybe this has something to do with it. In US, there could be less of a drive to ant keep because you can't order any ants in US. It's illegal. Even like from across states, it's illegal. So then maybe it'll not, like, people wouldn't be making a shop for something that's so hard to like access yourself, you know?
Yeah, okay, but nests is
not accessible.
Easy.
It's not as accessible as it is in Europe.
Yeah.
Where you could sell all these species and sell all these nests, and if anyone wants to buy a colony nest, they could just order it.
But in every state you can keep ants, so you could send
I know, but then you just can't pay money for them in that, you know? That's the only thing. It's like that could be it, but I don't know for sure. That's just my guess.
Yeah, it's a question I have for a long time, like, but I don't think anyone has a clear answer to that. Some say like Tar Heel Ants is also dominating it too much to give others a chance. Yeah, I don't know, but
a certain political party, I know, and it's stupid. I also saw that in Canada. Yeah, it's very unfortunate that's trying to be happening because we've never had any issues with that ever before. Like, literally nothing bad has ever happened from exotics being imported, and I don't know why right now in the state that Canada can be in that we are focusing on that and not anything else. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's
politics. I agree. I agree. It's very stupid.
With climate change, I see it happening to Europe sometime. If we continue, if it becomes really hot in here and like massive species can survive, and they start flying further up north, then someday it's going to happen. But hopefully, with an upcoming video, we can stop that. Oh, no spoilers. But I think we should wrap it up because
Aesthetic Ants stops climate change with one single YouTube video.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
New hashtag incoming. No, we don't gonna start that again.
Oh my god.
Hashtag save the planet. No, that's been done too many times.
It's already hashtag.
It's gonna be something in that trend. So, I think we'll end the stream here. For the 14 people listening, I know there are some people that stayed all the time. To those people, I want to say thank you so much. It was a fun stream. It was a little bit messy. It wasn't that professional, but that's not the point here. It was a fun stream. I'm very glad we were able to talk with Ants Manitoba once more. I'm very glad he's coming back to YouTube because I don't know if I said it yet, but it's a great guy.
Appreciate it.
Definitely. I definitely want to see more IRL stuff because you certainly have the face for it.
What do you mean?
I know I'm making this awkward, but I think people can say that to each other. So yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, why not?
You can say that.
Definitely. Like, if people see my face reveal, they're gonna be so disappointed. I already know that for sure.
You can't be dissing yourself like that.
Yeah, but it's just true.
Or everyone's gonna leave their husbands and girlfriends, and they'll come running to you.
Maybe if I go to the gym more, but I'm getting there. So people, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next EA Talks. Comment after this video goes live who you want to see next. I'm fishing on the ant lady. I hope she will bite soon. But we'll see.
Oh my god, bro.
Last words from Ants Manitoba.
Quit fishing on the ant lady?
No, just saying bye.
Oh, bye-bye. Peace out, everybody.
Yeah, go follow him on Ants Manitoba. The name is right there. You'll find him anywhere. Okay.
It is right there.